Imagine coming home after a long day of pretending. You look successful to everyone on the outside, but deep down, you are terrified of your own bank balance. What if I told you that trying to look rich is the very thing keeping you poor? The truth is that most people are funding an image while their future is burning. We live in a world where looking wealthy has become more important than actually being wealthy. In this video, we are going to expose the hidden habits that are draining your freedom. We will look at the psychological traps that keep you stuck in a cycle of debt. If you have ever wondered why your money vanishes despite a good salary, you are in the right place. Let us start by looking at the first sign of trouble. Look at your driveway right now. If your car payment is higher than your monthly savings, you have a serious problem. Many people follow a dangerous path of buying status symbols that lose value every single second. A car is a depreciating asset. It is a machine designed to transport you, not to define your worth. The truly wealthy follow a strict rule for their transportation. They call it the 24-10 rule. This means you put 20% down. You take a loan for no more than 4 years, and the total cost should be less than 10% of your monthly income. If you are paying more than that, you are not driving a car. You are driving a heavy chain that keeps you anchored to a job you hate. Stop trying to impress people at a red light with money you do not have. Now let us talk about what you are wearing. Why do you feel the need to have a giant logo on your chest? The fake rich need strangers to know exactly how much they spent. They wear branding from head to toe to prove they belong to a certain class. But the truly wealthy focus on quality over labels. They buy a perfectly tailored suit or a high-quality bag that lasts 20 years. These items often have no visible branding at all. Real wealth is quiet. If your value as a human is tied to a designer belt, you are just a walking billboard for someone else's profit. When you already have a big bank account, you do not need the costume. Another major red flag is the way you talk about money. Fake rich people will tell you the price of everything and the value of nothing. They will brag about a $300 dinner or a $5,000 watch, but ask them about their investment portfolio or their savings rate. Suddenly the room goes silent. They might give vague answers like they are working on some big projects. People with actual wealth find spending talk boring. They would rather discuss compound interest and index fund allocations. They focus on assets that make money while they are sleeping. If your only financial topic is what you spent money on, you are focused on the wrong metric entirely. Let us look at a silent killer of wealth that has exploded recently. It is the culture of buying now and paying later. This modern trend of financing every small purchase is a trap for your future. It makes you feel like you can afford a lifestyle you have not earned yet. Every small payment for a pair of shoes or a gadget is a leak in your financial boat. By the time you realize you are sinking, it might be too late to plug the holes. Truly wealthy people do not use credit to fund their lifestyle. They use credit as a tool to acquire assets that grow in value. If you cannot pay for a luxury item in cash today, you cannot afford it. Social media has created a massive net image problem. We see people on Instagram taking private jets and staying in luxury villas. But if you look closely, many of those jets are just photo sets you can rent for an hour. The fake rich need constant documentation to feel valid. They are funding their feed with maxed-out credit cards. Real wealth does not require proof for strangers. Actual millionaires are often invisible because they do not need your likes to feel successful. They are too busy growing their net worth to worry about their net image. Think about the last time you had a financial emergency. Could you cover a $3,000 repair without blinking? The fake rich live on the edge of a cliff every single day. They have closets full of expensive clothes, but $0 in an emergency fund. This is backwards wealth building. A pile of cash in the bank provides more peace than a luxury watch ever could. You should prioritize having at least 6 months of expenses saved up. Until you have that safety net, you have no business buying luxury toys. Security is the ultimate luxury. Another clear sign is lifestyle inflation on steroids. Every time you get a raise, do you immediately look for a bigger apartment? Most people ensure they stay poor by increasing their spending as fast as their income. Let us look at two different people. Frank gets a promotion and immediately leases a new luxury car. Rachel gets the same promotion but keeps her old car and invests the difference. 10 years later, Frank has a collection of old car parts and a pile of debt. Rachel has financial independence and the power to retire early. Don't be like Frank. Keep your expenses low even as your income grows. Ownership is another area where the fake rich fail. They lease their cars and they rent their luxury apartments in expensive areas. They might even rent their designer handbags for a weekend. This keeps you in a permanent cycle of monthly payments. You are effectively working just to pay for the appearance of success. The truly wealthy focus on owning things that appreciate. They would rather own a modest home that grows in value than rent a penthouse that drains their cash. Ownership builds wealth while leasing builds expenses. Can you explain how you actually make your money? Fake rich people often use fancy titles to hide a lack of real income. They call themselves entrepreneurs or consultants without having any clients. They trade on perception instead of actual production. Real business owners can explain their revenue in 2 simple sentences. If someone's wealth is built on a house of cards, they will always be vague about the details. Focus on being a producer rather than just a consumer. Finally, let us talk about the fear of reality. Do you avoid looking at your bank statements because it causes you pain? The fake rich live in a state of denial. They hope that things will just work out eventually without a plan. But hope is not a financial strategy. The first step to building real wealth is facing the truth about where you are. You need to track every dollar that comes in and every dollar that goes out. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. Stop trying to win a game that was designed to make you lose. The status game has no finish line. Every dollar you spend on appearances is a dollar that cannot grow for you. Quiet wealth is the ultimate flex in a loud world. It is the freedom to wake up and decide what you want to do with your day. It is the power to say no to things that do not align with your values. Start paying yourself first by automating your investments. Build a foundation of assets that will support you for decades. Quit funding other people's perception and start funding your own freedom. Real wealth whispers, while fake wealth screams. The people who scream the gnat usually have the least to show for it. Go through your bank statements from the last month. Highlight every purchase you made just to look successful. Add those numbers up and multiply them by 12. That is your annual fake wealth tax. Imagine if you invested that money instead. The gap between the life you project and the life you build is where your freedom lives. Choose wisely and start building a life you do not need to escape from. Your future self will thank you for the choices you make today. True success is not about what you have. It is about who you are and the freedom you possess. Take the first step toward real wealth right now. The journey starts with a single honest choice. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Let us build real wealth together.